So we're at IFA at Geekom's booth, and you might have seen some of their mini PCs checked out on the channel before. We've checked out the Intel ones, the AMD ones, and they've always done the mini PCs. Well, actually they might have sacked the whole mini PC thing and produced something a little bit different. This over here is the G1 MEGA Mini, and it's got a dedicated RTX GPU, and I'm excited. Let's take a look what they offer. This video has been brought to you by Asus ProAd PZ13, the ultra portable AI laptop for creators with military grade durability, professional OLED display. Oh, and did I mention that the keyboard and the screen also detach for ultimate portability and much more. Go check out our whole playlist and the full overview in the video description below. Thanks Asus ProAd for sponsoring this part of the video. So before we're gonna check out the Mini Mega, they have some other Mega actual mini PCs. Now, the biggest concern or even problem I've had with mini PCs of Geekom before is they pack a lot of power in a small form factor, sometimes too small and too powerful. But they've actually extended the chassis for better cooling and better I/O. So what we have over here, this is the GT1 Mega, and it offers the Intel Core Ultra CPUs, and this goes up to Ultra 9 185H, which is pretty interesting. And they're using SODIMM slots, which means you can expand your RAM up to 64 gigabytes. Now the cool thing is they still offer the SD card slot on one side, so I'm glad they cut that out of the chassis. We've got a lot more ports in the front, and if I'm just gonna pull this off, what we can see behind is a lot more ports. So now we've got dual RJ45 ports. They're both 2.5 gigabits in speed. We've got two USB 4 ports, two HDMI ports, and two USB Type A ports, which is really, really nice. What I can see, one of the other bits that has been improved is the cooling. It looks a little bit bigger. In terms of the chassis design, it's not that much bigger than the A8, for example, or A7 that we've checked out before. But now we can really see that it can actually cool down and kind of tame the Ultra 9 from Intel, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so here we can see the difference between sizes. So on this side we have the XT13 Pro, which is the smaller kind of a footprint, and then this is the XT1 Mega, which is a little bit bigger. As you can see, it's gone quite a bit bigger when I put them side by side on top of it. And here again we have the Ultra 9 185H. So this XT1 Mega here is not actually going to be launched, but it's just to show. It's really nice to see this same design like in different form factors. I can see it side by side, but I do think the GT1 Mega chassis looks a little bit better. But now let's check out the main product, the MEGAMini G1 with liquid cooling mini PC. This, as far as we know, is probably the first or one of the first water-cooled mini PCs that are out there. But, well, can we call it mini PC anymore? Because it's Mega Mini, like a Megamind. But, so what makes this one so different? Firstly, the specs. So what we have is the CPU. It can go up to 13900H Intel CPU. So that's very, very powerful. We have SODIMM sticks still there, so you can upgrade your RAM up to 64 gigabytes. In terms of storage, you have two M.2 slots in there, one for the main OS, and then you can expand it even more. You have the secondary slot, but the secondary slot is not 2280, but it's 2240, so it's a little bit smaller, which is really, really cool. But if you look at the cooling, that is actually very interesting because you have an RTX 4060 here at the mobile side. It cools it liquid cooled, and then the warm air, if I feel it in the back there, it actually is going out from the back, keeps it very, very cool. I don't know if I can see okay, I'm looking here, the performance. Okay, GPU temperature is 67 degrees, 66 degrees, and we are, about 50% utilized. We're here, I think this is Cyberpunk. I'm not really a gamer, but I'd be very excited in checking this out in the actual creator benchmarks as a video editor, for example. Unfortunately, the RGB is going to be what it's going to be. A little bit of a rainbow bomb there, but I wish you could change that. This product is actually available on Kickstarter, so if you want to check that one out, they're still launching this. One other thing that I can see is you have a little screen over here to see the stats of your PC. We have the CPU there, and then the GPU, how much they're utilized. As you can see, CPU is not utilized right now at all, but this is fantastic. Now, In terms of the I/O, it's pretty packable as well. What we can see, what they've done differently is the front I/O, you have 4 USB type A ports. Now, I'd love to see USB-C in the front there as well, but still good for that. The very confusing and at the same time interesting thing is, in the back of this device, we have an OCULink. So in theory, you can actually expand the graphics even further by going from the back and expanding it through the OCULink. Obviously, you got PCIe Gen 4 X4 slot in the back there, or bandwidth for that OCULink. But that is very, very interesting. I'm going to try to leave the link of this in the description below as well, so that you can check it out. But yeah, so this looks very interesting from Geekom. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.